She messaged me late one Thursday night. I wish you were more like him. Attached was a picture of her ex at the gym, flexing under perfect lighting. I typed back, me too. That was the moment everything shifted. Because eventually, I did become like him, single, fit, financially thriving, and, in a twist of fate, dating her younger cousin. The one who actually valued me. The night her family group chat went dead silent after hearing our baby announcement, yeah, that was the moment I knew I'd truly leveled up. But let's rewind. It was 11:47 p.m. on a Thursday. Melissa, my girlfriend of 3 years, live-in partner for one, sent me a shirtless photo of her ex, Trent. The guy was mid-bicep curl, glistening under gym lights like a rotisserie chicken. Her message read, I wish you were more like him. Look at how well he takes care of himself. Meanwhile, I had just dragged myself home after a 14-hour day at the accounting firm. Tax season, the personal version of purgatory. I'd picked up her favorite takeout on the way home and queued up her Netflix show when that lovely text came through. I just stared at the phone for a full minute, letting the irritation boil quietly, then sent, me too. She read it instantly. No reply. Probably assumed I was joking. I wasn't. What she didn't realize, I already knew a lot about Trent. My buddy Derek works at his company. The guy's single, rents a studio, cycles through dates faster than passwords, and earns about 40% less than I do. But hey, abs, right? That night, I made a decision. She wanted me to be more like Trent. Game on. Friday morning, I called in sick, first time in 2 years. Signed up for the premium gym package with a personal trainer. Got a haircut, trimmed the beard, and came home just as Melissa was getting ready for work. You're home, she blinked. Thought you had that big client meeting. Taking a personal day, I said. Figured I'd start being more like Trent. You know, since he posts gym selfies at 10 a.m., I should probably do the same. She rolled her eyes. That's not what I meant. No? Then what exactly did you mean by sending me another man's thirst trap at midnight? I just think you've let yourself go. Trent still looks amazing. Let myself go? 15 pounds, tops. Working 60-hour weeks to fund the apartment she wanted, the vacations she planned, and the car payments I covered when she was unemployed. You're right, I told her, calm as ever. I should start focusing on myself. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and said, that's all I wanted. She had no idea what she'd just unleashed. Within 2 weeks, my life was unrecognizable, but not in the way she expected. I slashed my hours to a clean 40 per week. No overtime, no weekend emails. My boss wasn't thrilled, but my results spoke for themselves. I hit the gym every morning at 6. Posted progress photos on Instagram like a pro. Started meal prepping on Sundays. And if being like Trent meant being social, I went all in. Happy hours with coworkers replaced Netflix nights. Joined a basketball league. Networked at charity events. At one of those events, I met Natalie, Melissa's 27-year-old cousin. And here's the twist. Melissa hated being compared to Natalie. Always treated her like the family's underachiever. Meanwhile, Natalie was running a nonprofit and clearly thriving. We started talking about her fundraiser. I offered to help with the budget, occupational hazard of being an accountant. She blinked. Melissa always said you were too busy for stuff like this. New priorities, I smiled. Trying to invest my time in things that actually matter. We exchanged numbers. Strictly professional. At first, Melissa wasn't thrilled with the new me. Suddenly, I couldn't chauffeur her to girls' night. I had basketball. Couldn't cover her Monty Python or coffee runs anymore because, budgeting for fitness like Trent. When she asked for money and I said, sorry, spent my fun cash on protein powder. She gave me the face cats make before coughing up a hairball. This isn't what I wanted, she yelled one night. Really? You literally said you wanted me to be like your ex. I'm just following the blueprint. I meant physically. Already lost 8 pounds. I shrugged. But if you want Trent's abs, you need Trent's lifestyle. Can't just cherry pick. Her silence said everything. Meanwhile, Natalie and I kept collaborating. She actually thanked me, appreciated my effort, and, crazy thought, never compared me to anyone. Thanksgiving rolled around. The entire family was there, including Natalie. Melissa spent the evening bragging about my fitness journey, claiming she'd inspired me. I told him to prioritize his health, she announced proudly. Sometimes men just need a little push. Across the table, Natalie caught my eye and grinned. She knew the truth. Later, her aunt asked about the fundraiser. Natalie lit up. Oh, it's been amazing. Your future son-in-law has been incredible. He found us 3 new sponsors. Melissa's fork froze midair. You're helping with that? Yeah, I said casually. Been about a month. Her mom gushed about how generous that was. Melissa looked ready to implode. The car ride home could have frozen lava. How long have you been hanging out with my cousin? We're not hanging out. We're working together. Networking, staying social, giving back. All things Trent does, remember? She didn't say another word all night. 2 months later, the fundraiser crushed its goal, triple what they expected. Natalie hugged me in front of everyone, including Melissa, who'd shown up pretending to be supportive. That night, Melissa exploded. You're doing this to punish me. By volunteering for charity? How evil of me. She has a crush on you. Maybe. How would you know? It's obvious. You mean, she looks at me with respect? Yeah, I forgot what that looks like too. Cue the tears and the classic, we need therapy. Fine, I agreed. The therapist? Absolute legend. Listened to Melissa's sob story, then calmly said, So, you sent him a picture of your ex and said you wished he were more like him? Melissa stammered. I just wanted to motivate him to be healthier. And how would you feel, the therapist asked, if he sent you photos of his ex saying he wished you looked more like her? Silence. After that, the therapist suggested individual sessions. Melissa refused. I'd already mentally checked out anyway. A week later, I joined another charity event, a 5K Natalie organized. Posted a picture of us at the finish line, medals around our necks. Melissa texted within minutes. Are you kidding me right now? You're supposed to be at work. You look way too happy with her. I didn't reply. Too busy enjoying the post-race brunch where Natalie introduced me as the amazing guy who saved our fundraiser. When I got home, Melissa had printed out that photo and left it on the counter like a prosecutor presenting evidence. Explain this. It's a charity run. Trent runs marathons. I'm working my way up. I want you to stop seeing her. Sure. As soon as you delete all of Trent's photos from your phone. She went pale. That's different. Not really. I'm helping someone. You're hoarding thirst traps. She grabbed her phone, pretended to delete them, then demanded again, now stop seeing Natalie. I pulled out my own phone and opened a spreadsheet. I'll stop when you reimburse me for 3 years of funding your lifestyle, $47, $832 to be exact. Her jaw dropped. You kept track? That's psychotic. No, that's accounting. My job, remember? She started crying, her usual weapon of choice. Didn't work this time. I'm done, I said. You've got 30 days to move out. You can't kick me out. I live here. Your name's not on the lease. Here's your written notice. I'd even gotten it notarized. The meltdown that followed could have qualified as a natural disaster. Melissa didn't take "it's over" as a real sentence. She treated it more like a temporary inconvenience, something she could fix with enough drama and guilt. First came the refusal phase. You can't evict me, she screamed, standing in the living room like a squatter defending her kingdom. Actually, I could. I'd spoken to a lawyer, and the notice was perfectly legal. She had 30 days. Then came the financial revenge arc. Her sister Rebecca called me on speakerphone. Melissa says you owe her money for things she bought for the apartment, she started. I asked, like what exactly? Rebecca hesitated. Throw pillows? Maybe the plants. The $30 pillows? The dying succulents? The coffee maker that's been mine since college. Click. End of call. Next, Melissa tried to poison the well. Mass texted our mutual friends, claiming I'd emotionally cheated with her cousin. Brad, absolute hero of the group, replied, Didn't you literally send him half-naked pics of your ex telling him to be more like the guy? The entire chat went silent. End scene. But the best was yet to come. She reached out to my mother. My mom, who's an immigrant woman with a built-in radar for nonsense. Melissa called to say, I just thought you should know your son is throwing away 3 years from my younger cousin. He's having some sort of crisis. 10 minutes later, my mom called me. Is this about the woman who sent you photos of her ex? Wait, how do you? She told your sister, who told me. I've been waiting for you to dump that witch. God bless blunt mothers. Meanwhile, Natalie and I were meeting at a cafe, going over contracts for another charity project. And because fate has a wicked sense of humor, guess who walked in? Melissa. Not by coincidence. She'd clearly tracked my location from my posts. She stormed over like a storm cloud in heels. Really? You're already dating her. Natalie, calm as a saint, We're working on a charity event for children. Melissa glared at her. I know what you're doing, you little. Stop, I said, standing up. Melissa, you're embarrassing yourself. She stole you. Nobody stole anyone. You threw me away. Natalie added softly. I didn't steal him. I just recognized his value. Melissa's eyes nearly sparked. Are you actually dating? Not yet, Natalie said, looking at me. But I'm hoping. I swear my brain short-circuited for 3 full seconds. Melissa, predictably, lost it, screaming, crying, throwing accusations. The barista eventually threatened to call the cops before she stormed out. That night, she sent one last text. If you date her, you're dead to my family. Choose wisely. I chose peace. And Natalie. 2 weeks before her move-out date, Melissa went nuclear. I came home from basketball practice to find Trent. Yes, that Trent, on my couch, drinking my beer and watching my TV. Hey man, he said awkwardly. Mel said you were cool with me crashing here for a bit. Melissa walked out of the bedroom, smirking. Trent's between apartments. I told him he could stay here until I move out. You wanted to be like him, right? The audacity. Get out, I told him flatly. Whoa, bro. She doesn't live here anymore. She's a guest who's leaving. So get out. He looked at her, confused. You said you guys were just on a break. She lied, I said. We're done. She compared me to you, and now she's angry that I listened. Trent frowned. Wait, she did what? Even he looked uncomfortable. Mel, this is messed up. You hit me up after 2 years to move in? I thought you just needed help packing. Ding, ding, ding. Even Trent figured it out. He grabbed his stuff and left, muttering, sorry, man. Didn't know. Melissa turned crimson. You just humiliated me. No, I said calmly. You did that all by yourself. Fine, she screamed. I'm leaving tonight. You'll regret this. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. I smiled. Actually, that gym photo you sent me was. Real eye-opener. She slammed the door hard enough to shake the frame. For a month, things were blissfully quiet. Then Natalie and I officially started dating. That's when the family WhatsApp thread detonated. Melissa's mom fired the first shot. Absolutely disgusting that Natalie would betray her family like this. Natalie's mom clapped back instantly. Betrayal? Your daughter sent him half-naked pictures of her ex. She betrayed herself. The drama was instant popcorn material. Melissa jumped in. She planned this all along. That's why she asked for his help with the fundraiser. Natalie posted screenshots. Melissa's old text bragging about how she had me trained and paying for everything. Looks like you were the one planning, Natalie wrote. I just appreciated what you threw away. Then the uncle chimed in. This is straight up Jerry Springer. And then, the nuclear comment from Grandma. Melissa, didn't you do the same thing to your cousin Andrea's boyfriend in college? Silence. Then Andrea entered the chat like an avenging angel. Thank you, Grandma. Been waiting 10 years for that. Turns out, Melissa had a pattern. Nobody was surprised. 8 months after the gym photo incident, life looked very different. Melissa bounced from place to place, moved in with Trent for 3 weeks until he kicked her out for being too high maintenance. Tried dating her so-called work husband next. Unfortunately, he was actually married. That ended fast. Now she's back living with her parents, posting quotes about phoenixes and rebirth between filtered selfies. Meanwhile, Natalie and I moved in together. We share everything equally: expenses, plans, and respect. It's peaceful, grown-up, weirdly functional. Even Melissa's mom eventually thawed, admitting over Easter wine that her daughter might have handled things poorly. And then came the real finale. 2 weeks ago, Natalie found out she's pregnant. Planned, wanted, celebrated. We announced it at a family barbecue. Just a casual, oh, by the way, we have some news. The entire group went silent for 3 full days afterward. Melissa wasn't there, of course, but word traveled fast. She apparently had an epic meltdown. Her sister Rebecca even called to apologize on her behalf. She's saying you got Natalie pregnant out of spite, Rebecca whispered. Yeah, I said. Because nothing says revenge like starting a family you actually love. Truth is, I'm weirdly grateful to Melissa. That photo she sent, her petty comparison, was the push I needed to stop living for someone else's validation. Now I'm in the best shape of my life, financially secure, and about to be a dad to a child with a woman who actually respects me. Oh, and Trent? He reached out last week asking for that budgeting spreadsheet I made for the fundraiser. Said he's finally getting his life in order. I sent it, Even included a tutorial. Because being, like Trent, now means improving yourself, not competing with ghosts from the past. Melissa's Instagram bio still reads, "Just a girl looking for a man who meets her standards." Natalie says, "Found a man who exceeds them." As for me, I deleted Instagram. Too busy building an actual life, with abs that, honestly, were worth every penny of that gym membership.